all three of your seasons with the Clippers ended with one or both of Kawhi, Paul, one of them out. How has it been dealing with that?
It's been tough. It's been frustrating, especially as a coach, I think as fans, as Clipper fans, as an organization, because we feel like we have the potential to win a championship. We have all the pieces, all the right pieces, and we have two great stars. Like PG and Kawhi are two of the best stars I've ever been around as far as—
Both ways.
Yeah, both ways, two-way players, but not a headache. Like, you can go to them, like, they're not looking for media, they're not looking for attention. Like, you can go to those guys and ask them to do anything, and they'll do it. And it's just unfortunate because, everybody here to load management and they kind of give those guys a hard time. But at the end of the day, like, you think they don't want to play in the playoffs? Like, these are real significant injuries, and so, you try to manage guys to get to that point. When we get to the playoffs, we can finish the season. And it just, it just hasn't been that way. And so it's not a thing where they're sitting out or load management in the playoffs. Like, that's the dumbest shit I ever heard,
But this is what people don't understand. It's not Kawhi and Paul making these decisions.
Right.
It's the staff, the
medical
training
staff.
Yeah, the medical staff.
And I mean, it's smart because when you go through the injuries they've been through over the course of their career, we got to do the right thing to try to be healthy going into the playoffs.
It's your investment.
Yeah, it's our investment, and so you got to be smart about it, but one thing I do, one thing I told Kawhi and PG this summer, like, we do got to approach the regular season in a different way. Like, we got to be, approach the regular season, like, let's be serious about it. Let's not wait to the playoffs because it matters. Like, who you get matched up with, have a home court advantage, not fighting the last 10 games of the season so we won't be in the play-in. So now you can get rest. Now you can get yourself together and be ready for the playoffs. And so they both understood that as well.
And I know that's got to be frustrating for you because Kawhi will sit out, come in the playoffs and average 35 and lock up, and you're like, okay, he's back. And then he has to sit because the knee starts acting up. So I just know as a competitor and you and a fan of the game, that's hard to see as a head coach.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, if it wasn't good enough, then you're like, oh, it is what it is. But
take it.
I think we're good enough. I think we're good enough. And so with the coaching staff that I have in place, with our players, like you said, the role players, the organization's done a great job of putting this together. And, like, I just want to see it just one time. Just let me see it one time. And then we can go from there, and then you can kind of evaluate where we're at.
Yep.
I'm a guy who, I know him, but he don't know like that, but I'll die for Russ. I'm
jump
in front of a train. Yeah, for some reason, dog, I just, the way he played the game, the way he approached it every night, like, I just, he's somebody that I wish I could have been his teammate. Tell me your opinion of Russ, how you feel about Russ.
I love Russ.
I know you
do. From day one, and when you get a guy like that plays hard every single night and gives you everything every single night, and he plays every night. And he plays the same way so, like, teams that acquire him or teams that, like, what you're getting.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying, he's a tough dude, tough-minded, and I mean, what he did for our season, him and Plumlee and Bones and Eric Gordon, but what Russ and those guys did coming in for the last 20 games of the season, he saved us.
Yeah.
PG goes down and he went to another level, and so I love him. You know what I'm saying? And we got a great relationship. I can be real with him. He can be real with me.
Yeah.
And all he wants is the truth. Like, if you tell him the truth and say, Russ, it's what we're going to do. This is how we're going to use you. It could be this or that. He's good with it. Yeah, he respects it. And so sometimes you got to save him from himself because he gets fired up.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so what? Do you? If you're doing too much, I'll let you know. But be who you are. And it's my job as a coach to try to make you fit into this puzzle, as far as our team. But be who you are, and then give me 5-10 games, and then I can put you in place to be successful. And he was great, man.
I think you and Darvin Ham extended his career from a standpoint of, I feel like, and Jack talked about this earlier in the interview, player coaches who've been there and done that. And I think that he was more susceptible. I think it started with Darvin. It might have took a little while to accept the role with the Lakers, and he accepted it and flourished. And then, like you said, when he came over, you explained what he needed, and he accepted the role and flourished. And to me, there's a knock on who people think he is,
right? Not
who he necessarily is. But I really think you guys have mentally helped him grab another 5 years in this game.
Yeah, for sure. And the athleticism was still there, the IQ, the passing. Like, I mean, he was great, man. Like I said, and when we found out we only had like 3.8 to pay him, whatever, I was like, man, there's no way we're gonna get him back. Like, but he's like, I want to win. I want to be in the city I'm from. I want to win. Clippers never won before, and I love what we're doing here. And so he came back. And so, a guy like that could have went out and got 15 million somewhere else, come back for the 3.8. It just tells you who he is, and he wants to win. So I really appreciated that.
You rather a guy have that motor and pull him back a
Hell
little bit.
yeah.
They have to put the motor in him because he don't have it
You
at
can't
all.
do that.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't put a motor in.
That's why I
somebody.
respect
Tune it
him so
down
much.
Yeah, no, every day practice, not just games, practice. Like every day he's going hard every single day. Like I mean, I don't know where he gets the energy from. 15 years in the league, but every day, Jack, no lie, practice every day, and that's what kind of helped us get over the hump too. Because when he got there, we had like 6 good practices where we can actually go hard and like kind of teach the new guys what we were doing, but actually, you know, learning some good habits going into the playoffs. I mean, those 6 practices, he was a monster, you know. And so he allowed us to do that every single night. No, come on, PG, come on, Wild, let's go. You know, and that made it easier on me. You know what I'm saying? So it was great, man.